Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about the RC low pass filter. We're going to start by finding the transfer function, the frequency response, and we're going to see a little bit how this filter works to get some intuition. And finally we're going to find and draw the body plots. Now here it's convenient to write these two components as impedances. So the impedance of the resistor is just R, and the impedance of the capacitor using the Laplace transform is 1 divided by SC. Now, since we said that we want to find the transfer function, which is just V out divided by V in, a convenient formula to use to find that is the voltage divider, which would be VO equals ZC divided by ZC plus ZR multiplied by VI. And you see that in this formula we have both VO and VI, and we're gonna isolate them later. Now we will just substitute. For ZC, we'll substitute 1 divided by SC. Here we do that again, plus RVI. And now we want to do it as one fraction. So here we multiply by SC, here by 1, and above we can't do anything more. So this is equal to this one big fraction divided by SC multiplied by VI. And now you know that we can cancel these two out, and we can do a one normal fraction by multiplying top by bottom and middle by middle. And we have as a final thing 1 divided by 1 plus SCR multiplied by VI. And if you remember, we said at the beginning that all this is equal to VO. Now to arrive to VO divided by VI, as we said before, we just need to divide both sides by VI. Okay, so we have 1 divided by 1 plus SCR equals to VO divided by VI, which, as we said previously, is our transfer function. Okay, so it is H of S. So we successfully managed to do that, and to find the frequency response we just substitute S with J omega, and we have the frequency response is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus J omega CR. So we also got this, and this is convenient because we can see how the filter actually behaves. Now a low pass filter logically lets low frequencies pass, or the frequencies we will say that tend to 0, so it lets them pass, and high frequencies, the ones that tend to infinity, it blocks them. So let's do the limits of omega tends to 0 from this and omega tends to infinity, and we'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And like this we also verify that our frequency response and transfer function is correct. So now this tends to 0, so we just have 1 divided by 1 equals 1. So we said that low frequencies are passing. Here we got a 1 as a result, so we are correct in our assumption. And here we have limit that tends to infinity, 1 plus J omega CR, and this term right here tends to infinity, so 1 divided by infinity, all of this tends to 0. And before we said that high frequencies do not pass, and here we have a 0 as a result, so we confirmed that this is true and that our frequency response is true. Now, in order to draw the body plots, we need to know where the zeros and the poles are. And to find the zeros, we just put the numerator equal to 0. Now, since we have a 1 here, we cannot do that, so there's no zeros. And to find the poles, we put the denominator equal to 0. So we have 1 plus SCR to 0, SCR equals to minus 1, S equals minus 1 divided by RC. Okay, so this is our pole. We have one and only pole. So we can now draw the body plot. And previously we said that at low frequencies everything passes. So this means that the gain is maximum. Now here, since we have just a resistor and a capacitor, we can't have a gain more than 1. Our maximum gain is 1 because in order to have a gain more than 1, we need to have some active components. Now this cannot create energy out of nowhere, so our maximum gain is 1. And here we also said that at low frequencies everything passes, so that means that at low frequencies that we're gonna have a maximum gain of 1, and if we substitute here in the y-axis gain 1, this will equal 0. So that's why we draw this line right here. Okay, now the gain will be like that until it arrives until our break frequency. Now let's find our break frequency. Here we have just one pole, so it's pretty easy to find it. Now the pole, let's write it as P, is 1 divided by RC plus 0J because it does not have imaginary part, and we have to find the distance. We're gonna write it as a point for more simplicity. So minus 1 divided by RC, 0, with 2 coordinates. And we have to find the distance between this and 0, 0, the origin. So we already know how that formula goes. We are the real part minus the real part squared plus imaginary minus imaginary squared. And this part right here is 0. And the first part is minus 1 divided by RC squared. And this is just 1 divided by R squared C squared. And at the end, this is 1 divided by RC, which is our break frequency. And I wrote P because it's from a pole. And when there's a pole, the Bode plot starts going down by minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, so that means that when we arrive at our break frequency of 1 divided by RC, that our Bode plot starts going down by minus 20 dB per decade. And our phase plot here is also pretty straightforward because we do not have any zeros or poles at the beginning, so we just draw a straight line right like this until we arrive until our break frequency of 1 divided by RC, and we have a pole here. So when you have a pole, this plot goes down by minus P divided by 2. And both of these plots were just asymptotic, and for simplicity we draw them like this with straight lines, but at the end, to smooth it out, the real Bode plot is drawn like this. You smooth it out below and above the graph, and the green line is the real Bode plot. And the same thing you do right here. You just draw a straight curve below this line and you got the real Bode plots. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and you understood it. If you have any doubts, ask in the comments, and see you in the next video.